Tonight, drivers beware.
We do expect this storm to transition to lighter snow around 10 p.m. this evening.
The snowfall is said to be compromising safety on the roads, and one child has already been seriously injured in a 20-car pileup. Tomorrow will likely be the big dig with cleanup efforts underway, but for some, today was about embracing the season.
Hanging out with my buddies on the hill.
Canceled school buses had youngsters declaring a snow day. Plus, heading for the hills.
This season has been a great season. Lots of snow, cold temperatures, great snow.
Skiers, snowboarders, and winter lovers escape the city in favor of the slopes. So much white stuff, the region is under an orange warning. Environment Canada's new color-coded system puts this snowstorm in a category of serious impact. Eastern Ontario and West Quebec residents are being warned that roads are dangerous, travel by air could be delayed, and we are about to plunge into a deep cold. Good evening. Patricia is away tonight. Right now, we are experiencing what is officially the largest snowstorm of the season. Ottawa has received 17 centimeters so far, and the snow continues to fall this hour, creating treacherous conditions for drivers across the region. Police have responded to dozens of collisions, and city crews are working around the clock to try and keep up with the heavy snowfall. We have team coverage of the storm's impact across the city tonight. Caitlin Wilson is live with the latest on the situation on the roads. Jackie Perez has your forecast, and Peter Sperling is in the suburbs. But first, we want to take a live look at traffic on Highway 417. Certainly a difficult commute for those currently heading home. The snow causing significant delays on the Queensway. Blowing snow is also reducing visibility. Police say there have been nearly 200 collisions in Ottawa and Eastern Ontario since the storm began, and they are asking everyone to avoid being on the roads unless it is absolutely essential. A stretch of Highway 401 in Eastern Ontario is closed this hour after a pair of pile-up crashes earlier today. They both happened in the eastbound lanes between Lansdowne and Mallorytown. Ontario Provincial Police say around 20 vehicles were involved in total. A child was taken to hospital in serious condition, and there are multiple people who are recovering from injuries considered minor. Many vehicles got trapped in between the two collisions, creating major backups, and it's unclear when the highway will reopen. And with all this snow, the City of Ottawa has issued a winter weather parking ban. It will be in effect from 7 o'clock tonight until 7 tomorrow morning. Only vehicles with on-street parking permits will be allowed to park on city streets overnight. Let's go to CTV's Caitlin Wilson now, who is live from Irish Street with the latest on what's happening on the roads and highways across the city. Caitlin.
Yeah, Stefan, actually, there's just a police vehicle on its way moving right now. Traffic isn't moving too bad where we are right now. We're at IKEA overlooking part of the Queensway. The snow is really creating slick and slippery conditions out there. As you mentioned, police have been dealing with a number of collisions throughout our region today as they continue to urge drivers to stay off the road unless absolutely necessary. Karen didn't plan to drive to class today, but when her bus was late, she ran.
I'm going to have to drive. The one for 10:30 has been canceled, and the next closest one is 18 minutes.
Heavy snow is creating treacherous travel conditions on the roads, at the airport, and on public transit.
I knew that it was going to be a big snowstorm today, but I didn't expect to have no visibility this morning, so it's a big shock for sure.
The storm forcing the cancellation of school buses in Ottawa and Eastern Ontario and slowing down commutes across the city.
Drove from Hudson, which is in Quebec, on the other side of the border. So it was 150 kilometers in the snow. It was not fun. Almost 3 hours.
For Exterior Solutions, it's all hands on deck. The snow keeps coming, and so do they, clearing the same driveways over and over.
I've got 150 on my route, and yeah, so times that by 3, got 450 myself, and then we've got another 15 drivers.
And while private crews are working non-stop, the city is doing the same.
We're looking at about 500 pieces of equipment across the city working through this storm. Our crews have been focused since yesterday evening, prepping for this storm, dealing with ice, and then today dealing with the snow. We have all of our crews out today.
Police are urging drivers to avoid travel unless it's necessary and to slow down if they do.
I find that they salt the roads at intersections, but I see a lot of cars sliding off the side of the roads on straight lines too.
Still, for some, it comes with the territory.
I'm Canadian.
And you can see things have slowed down a little bit in the eastbound lane about a minute ago. About 5 snowplows just passed us. So they're hard at work trying to continue clearing those roads. There were no major problems with the LRT. But as you heard, there were some city bus cancellations, about 19 cancellations at the Ottawa airport. And as you mentioned, there's a parking ban in effect from about 7 p.m. tonight until 7 a.m. And that's really going to allow those city crews to continue to clear some of those residential streets and sidewalks. Stefan?
All right, drive safe, everyone. CTV's Caitlin Wilson reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. Right now, you can see that the snow is still coming down. Winds are a factor in this. It's minus 16 out there right now, but factor in that wind chill, feels more like minus 26. Let's go to Jackie now, who is live in the Byron Market with a check on the forecast. And Jackie, Ottawa has received 17 centimeters, Kingston 20. When can we expect this storm to end?
I mean, it's not going to end anytime soon, Stefan. The forecast showing that we could expect this to take us into the midnight hour. And you mentioned it. Snow is a lot thicker in the evening than compared to earlier this morning. You've got blowing snow again with those northwesterly winds moving through. And then we've got that biting cold as well, with temperatures getting down to about minus 16 right now. And you said it, more like minus 25. Now, right now, really throughout eastern Ontario, temperatures are very similar. The snow really coming down. A lot of the focus is closer down by Kingston as well as along the Seaway. The good news is it is starting to taper off, and that we are anticipating that this will clear by Friday morning, where we are anticipating more sunshine on the way. So it will give you time to dig yourselves out of this snowstorm that we've had for this Thursday. Now, the watches and warnings still in place for here in Kingston, as well as for Eastern Ontario, as well as Ottawa. But the good news is the snowfall warning has lifted for Toronto and area, so it's only a matter of time before we see the snowfall warning lift here in the Eastern Ontario. Temperature-wise, though, temperatures will still remain in the minus double-digit temperatures. Minus 19 for tomorrow morning. Clear skies. Minus 11 is the anticipated daytime high, but we are still considering chillier conditions when you factor in the wind chill. So while we'll have a break for Friday for most of our day, Stefan, we are anticipating more snow to return by Friday into Saturday. How much will this be? Well, we'll get those details to you in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Jackie. And although the storm was bad here, it's even worse in parts of southern Ontario. Toronto getting hammered today. A snowfall warning was in effect for that city for much of the day, with Environment Canada calling for up to 40 centimeters. Conditions were so bad this morning, the Don Valley Parkway, a major highway through the city, was closed for multiple hours. The snow has now tapered off there, and the cleanup efforts are underway. The winter storm is leading to many flight delays and cancellations at the country's busiest airport. This time-lapse video shows crews working to try and keep runways clear at Pearson. But still, the snow is having a significant impact on thousands of travelers. Here in Ottawa, there were nearly 20 cancellations, and you are being encouraged and urged to check your flight status before heading to YOW. The storm also disrupting travel across Quebec, including in Montreal, where the snow is snarling traffic. A snowfall warning remains in effect for that city, with the forecast calling for up to 35 centimeters. The weather west of Ontario gets a whole lot calmer. Here's a look. In Winnipeg, no new snow today, but cold enough for the city to reopen the river trails for skating. Alberta set some warm weather records in the high teens this week. It was a little cooler in Calgary today, but still comfortably above zero. Oh, and look at Vancouver's English Bay, +9 today. Must feel nice there. There's green grass in Victoria, flowers even, as people walk around in light jackets. But all this snow means fun for some, especially for the kids who had their first snow day of the year after buses were canceled here in Ottawa and across eastern Ontario. CTV's Peter Sperling joins us live from a tobogganing hill in Canada. Peter.
Stefan, it's cold, it's windy, but that's not stopping a few brave kids from having fun.
Lucas, Max, and Walker are making the best out of a snow day.
There's a lot of snow, not much to do at home in this, off school.
The trio enjoying Canada's Toboggan Hill.
Hanging out with my buddies on the hill.
Early afternoon, they have it all to themselves.
It's probably because roads are all snowy, so people can't get over. But we live nearby.
Fun in the snow for them, a chore for others.
I asked you if you were here to help, and you said yes. And I said, there's another shovel there.
Many, like Lynn Rodrigue, spending the day shoveling.
I love winter, but as you get old, it's a little more difficult. So I think next year I will give in and buy a snowblower.
We're actually looking for those electric snow shovel, but I think they're sold out.
A quick trip to Home Depot for Oscar Lee for a new shovel.
Oh, we had one at home, but we broke it because we shovel a lot of snow. And then here's a new one.
While many staying indoors,
rain or shine, the dogs need to go out.
Some need to be out.
As long as, the ones that need it had their little coats on, it's all good. And as long as I dress for it, it's all good.
I'd rather I just come out once or twice during the snowstorm, keep it light, make it easy.
And neighbors helping each other.
They had a little baby and they were preoccupied, so I don't mind being right next door and helping.
As for Lucas, Max, and Walker, they'll probably have to help shovel when they get home.
Probably.
Yeah, they probably certainly will. And in fact, I think that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to head home, and it's time to clear my driveway too. Stefan.
Sounds good, Peter. CTV's Peter Sperling reporting live for us. Thank you. And we have extended coverage of the winter storm and the impacts across the region. For the latest updates, visit our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Still ahead on CTV News at 6, crowds of winter weather lovers rush to the ski hills, hoping to create the first tracks in this fresh powder. Residents in 2 Ottawa neighborhoods can expect to see an increased police presence over the coming days. Officers are following up on a criminal investigation on Aerosmith Drive in Beacon Hill and on Covehead Crescent in Riverside South. Police vehicles were on Aerosmith Drive earlier today. Police didn't provide any further details about the investigation, but say there's no known threat to public safety. The service says updates will be provided as needed. A 26-year-old man is facing charges in connection with at least 3 home invasions in Ottawa and other violent crimes in Brockville and Limoges. The first incident happened in December of 2024 when 3 people allegedly approached a victim in a car in Vanier, forcibly removed him at gunpoint, and stole several items. Then last January, police say gunshots were fired into a home in Ottawa's South End, and last October, 5 people allegedly stormed into an Orleans home and demanded cash at gunpoint. Police are still looking for the other suspects. Gatineau police have charged an Ottawa man after an investigation into alleged sexual assaults. According to police, the incidents took place between November 7th and 17th and involved 1 or more victims between the ages of 15 and 18. 27-year-old Lenny Owen Madugu is facing several charges. Police say he contacted the alleged victims on social media, then met them in Gatineau in a silver car. Investigators believe there could be other victims and have released his photo. To the latest now out of Iran. Global Affairs Canada has confirmed a Canadian has died in Iran amid widespread anti-government protests. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand posting on social media today saying a Canadian citizen has died at the hands of the Iranian authorities. She says consular affairs officials are in contact with the victim's family here in Canada. The death comes after the UN Security Council held an emergency meeting on the unrest in Iran this afternoon. Protests broke out more than 2 weeks ago and have left more than 2,500 people dead, according to human rights groups. It's a new era in relations between Canada and China. On this first day of talks, the 2 nations signing trade and economic cooperation agreements to boost exports. But still no breakthrough in reducing tariffs on canola and seafood products. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver is traveling with the Prime Minister and has more.
A grand ceremony full of pageantry in China's House of Political Power, marking the restart of a Canada-China relationship that has been largely non-existent for years.
And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order. It's a partnership with new focus and greater depth and a sense of purpose.
Prime Minister Mark Carney receiving a warm welcome from various Chinese leaders Thursday, who said bilateral relations have hit a turning point.
China is prepared to work with Canada to follow through on the important consensus between our leaders and move forward our strategic partnership on a trajectory of healthy, steady, and sustainable development.
Agreements signed today pledge greater dialogue in areas including forestry, tourism, culture, and food safety. On energy, the pact recognizes Canada as an important potential partner in oil and gas.
What we heard loud and clear is China is looking for reliable trading partners that don't use energy for coercion.
So far, there has been no agreement publicly about tariffs, but Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe, who has been outspoken about the need to remove canola tariffs, was invited to sit in on a meeting with Premier Lee. Tomorrow, Prime Minister Mark Carney will meet with Xi Jinping. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Beijing, China.
This season has been a great season. Lots of snow, cold temperatures, great snow, lots and lots of great snow.
Still ahead, if you are a business that relies on a steady supply of snow, it may as well be money falling from the sky. We'll show you where that is coming up next. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. The snow steadily continuing to fall here in the capital. This will likely continue into the midnight, and then overnight we are likely going to see a chance of flurries moving through. Minus 18 is the temperature, and then as we get to tomorrow, daytime high likely going to be minus 11 degrees. But again, the chance of snow moving through will return for Friday evening. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam showcasing Parliament Hill and Chateau Laurier. Current temperature sitting at minus 16 degrees, feeling more like minus 25 with a wind chill.
The most important part of any journey is to arrive safely. Hi, I'm Patricia Boal.
And I'm Stefan Keys from CTV. Distracted or impaired driving can have devastating consequences.
Hey, it's Ashley.
And Gord from Ottawa's Pure Country 94.
Always plan for a designated driver, and please keep your phone down.
Everyone can help keep communities safe.
Drive safe. Brought to you by the Ottawa Safety Council. For more information on road safety programs and services, visit ottawasafetycouncil.ca.
This is it, the final week of Lazy Boy's inventory overstock sale with excess inventory of over $1 million hitting the floor. Huge savings up to 60% off. Visit a Lazy Boy Ottawa, Gatineau, or Kingston store today before these savings are gone.
Today's snow report brought to you by Mont Cascade, only 20 minutes from Ottawa.
Here's today's snow report. Mont Cascade got more than 5 centimeters of new snow with a base of 40 plus centimeters. 4 of 6 lifts are available and 13 of 21 runs are open. Calabogie, all 3 lifts are a go and 17 of 26 runs. Ski Vorlage, 4 lifts, all 4 lifts a go and 11-20 runs. Camp Fortune, 5 of 7 and 15 of 27, and at Edelweiss, 2 of 5 and 11 of 22.
An amazing ski day deserves an awesome place to warm up. At Mont Cascade, our lodge brings the mountains to life. Share great stories over great food at Mont Cascade.
And on a day like today, many are embracing the snow and taking advantage of all that fresh powder on the slopes. CTV's Natalie Van Roy was out at Camp Fortune, where they are welcoming this latest dump of winter weather.
Snowboarders and skiers heading for the hills, not wanting to miss the opportunity to be the first to take advantage of a new batch of snow.
The more the merrier. And it's lots of fun, so if you have a spill or something like that, it absorbs a lot of the energy from your fall.
Willie Lapp says he was thrilled to get out close to home.
I've been skiing a lot, and I learned to ski up here at Camp Fortune. So I'm having a great time, and every time I'm out here, it's just sheer happiness. So get out here and have a lot of fun.
Many heading here to Camp Fortune in Gatineau Park.
It's just liberating. Like, there's not much you could do downtown because it's chaos. And up here, everything's peaceful and quiet and a little windy, but You still get to go downhill.
Oh, it was really fun. The snow is really powdery, and it feels like you're snowboarding on clouds.
We have one more hill left to make snow on.
But the dicey road conditions also leading to cancellations from local schools.
We were supposed to have a whole bunch of school groups today, but none of the buses are running. So we had a lot of school group cancellations today. So I'm seeing more adults.
And for those who are considering getting a run in,
if you're a beginner skier, I would wait until tomorrow morning when it's all freshly groomed and it's a little bit easier to cruise down the hills. But if you're an intermediate to advanced skier or snowboarder, this is the time to come out and play.
the perfect conditions to start the new year here at Camp Fortune.
We're sitting at about 75% of our runs open right now, so we have all three sides open.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
Definitely great weather for skiing, but the snow may not be as welcomed by others. It was coming down heavy earlier today in the downtown core. This was what Dow's Lake looked like this morning. A lot of white stuff piling up on the ground, of course. Let's go back to Jackie now in the Byron Market with more on what we can expect tonight and into tomorrow. Jackie.
Well, it's not just the snow a lot of people are talking about, Stefan. It's also how cold it's gotten, given that we've had basically a week of mild and above zero temperatures. So we've had 4 degrees, 7 degrees, and now we're back down to not just seasonal, but well below seasonal. So temperatures sitting around minus 16 right now, feeling closer to minus 25. The snow really started moving through early this morning. Since 9 o'clock, it's really been coming down. Snowfall watch still, or warning, I should say, still in effect for Eastern Ontario. It has lifted for parts of Southern Ontario, so that's the good news. It is going to taper off, but it will likely not be until closer to midnight that we see this. But we still keep in mind, non-essential travel should be avoided. Reduced visibility, the blowing snow, and slick roads still an eye here for Ottawa. So temperatures, daytime high we saw was minus 11. Tonight's lows going down to about minus 19 for here in the capital, minus 17 in Cornwall, Kingston about minus 16, Bancroft and Pembroke closer to about minus 21, minus 24. But you can see that and the overnights getting into tomorrow morning, clear conditions are in store for our forecast. Minus 11 is going to be the daytime high with a mix of sun and cloud. Brockville, more sunshine, minus 9, minus 8 in Bancroft, and minus 12 in Pembroke, Petawawa, as well as Gatineau. It's across the region, or across the country, I should say, temperatures are really fluctuating. So you can see that Atlantic Canada still in the positive sides, 5 degrees in Fredericton, 7 in Charlottetown, cloudy skies as well. But here, Ontario, as well as Western Quebec, getting the brunt of this snowstorm that has really moved through much of the province. As we look to the prairies, we mentioned it earlier, they are getting warmer temperatures, spring-like conditions. Calgary at 4 degrees. Edmonton is sitting around the freezing mark with lots of sunshine in store. Vancouver sitting at a balmy 9 degrees. So tomorrow morning, lots of sunshine in store, so we're looking forward to that, but the cold temperatures will stick around. It isn't until we get to our Friday evening, yes, so closer to 8 o'clock, that we're going to start to see flurries move in along Kingston and Brockville. It will carry us into tomorrow, especially parts of Ottawa could see lighter parts of snow and light flurries moving through, but it should be clearing by Saturday. We may see a little bit of that return for Saturday evening. So it will be a little bit of a wintry mix for Friday into our Saturday. Now, the 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Center, celebrating over 80 years in family business. About minus 3, the daytime high for our Saturday. The chance of flurries will carry us well into Monday and Tuesday. So after Friday, it might not be until Wednesday that we could see our periods of sunshine. So we're getting back to seasonal. That's the good news. But for now, tonight into tomorrow and tomorrow evening, the cold temperatures will remain. So bundle up. If you're going to be out longer than an hour, maybe you are going to be digging yourself out tomorrow, make sure to bundle up, wear the snow pants, because winter is here and it's looking like it's here to stay. Stefan.
All right. Thank you for this, Jackie. And top up on that windshield washer fluid as well. Thanks, Jackie.
Daniel Alfredson's 400th goal here. For me, that was a special night.
Just ahead, we look back at some of the historic moments at the Canadian Tire Centre as it celebrates its 30th birthday.
Tonight, collisions, closures, and chaos from a massive winter storm.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, I was not expecting to see all the snow.
What happened when the snow forced the shutdown of Canada's biggest school board and the forecast. Later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. The current temperature, -16, and the snow is still coming down. 30 years ago today, the city's largest stadium opened its doors in Canada. Back then, it was called the Palladium. Today, it's a Canadian Tire Centre, home to the Ottawa Senators. Over the decades, the arena has hosted countless events, all memorable moments, some of which are about to be uncovered. CTV's Tyler Fleming explains.
Out here, it's a blizzard, but 30 years ago, a flurry of activity happened inside this stadium, then called the Palladium.
It's a great privilege to be asked here tonight.
When Brian Adams played the first show. Back then, a ticket cost $45. The event kicked off a new era. The Ottawa Senators played their first game here against the Montreal Canadiens 2 days later.
It was fantastic. It really was a special night.
Club president Cyril Leader has been a key player from the start.
And my first real task once we got the franchise was to oversee the building project and build the Palladium.
From U2 to monster trucks and wrestling, the Canadian Tire Centre has seen it all. But for Leader, it's all about the hockey.
World Juniors in 2009, the last second goal to tie the game against the Soviets. Daniel Alfredson's 400th goal here. For me, that was a special night.
And the 2007 Stanley Cup Finals.
There's a lot of history in this stadium, and I learned of some that very few know about. 30 years ago, a time capsule was buried right here. It's been dug up, and I wanted to see it, so I asked nicely, and they said yes. Here it is.
Soon to be opened, Leader was here to put it in.
All I know is there's a picture of me, I have at home, holding a newspaper and a mason jar, a special mason jar of dirt from the site. From the Palladium, had a Palladium logo on it, so I know that's in there. But short of that, Tyler, your guess is as good as mine.
Christine Clancy has been with the Sens organization for 34 seasons. A few mementos of her own have been added in there too.
I specifically remember putting in a photo of a couple of the girls, so we'll be taking that out. 2 of us are still here, so it'll be interesting to see how we've changed and see what else is uncovered.
And while a new arena is in the works, the CTC's story is far from over.
We're still making significant investments here in the building here while we work away at putting the future home of the team downtown.
On Saturday, the Sens face the Habs, just like they did on opening night in 1996. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
In tonight's big picture, 4 astronauts have returned to Earth.
They deploy around 119 miles per hour, and they'll decelerate it down to about 15, 16 miles per hour.
The crew splashed down in the Pacific Ocean near San Diego just after midnight, capping off a 10-hour descent from the International Space Station. They were brought home weeks ahead of schedule because one of the astronauts had an undisclosed medical condition. This was the first time NASA had to cut a mission short because of a medical emergency. Officials say the crew member is doing fine. Now, some other stories you need to know right now. An Ottawa councillor is calling on the provincial government to keep an alternative school in the city's West End open. Regina Street Alternative School is located in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood. Because of changes to the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board's elementary programming, no new students will be enrolled moving forward. Councillor Teresa Kavanagh is calling this a slow-motion closure and says she is concerned about what this means for the future of the school. She is asking the province to work with the board to reinstate kindergarten enrollment. It's another legal blow to the City of Ottawa in its multi-million-dollar battle with the federal government over payments for buildings. The government gives the city payments in lieu of taxes for federal buildings here in the capital. The city was fighting the government over a reduction in the payments during the pandemic. The Federal Court of Appeal has now dismissed the city's appeal and ordered it to pay $10,000 to cover legal costs. The only option the city has left is to take its fight to the Supreme Court. Starting today, Ottawa police are now providing text updates for some emergency and non-emergency calls. Text updates will be sent for calls where there is no immediate threat to life or crime in progress. Text from police will confirm that calls were received, outline next steps, provide case numbers, and inform callers of potential delays to the police response.
This money allows us to be sustainable and to just continue bringing arts to Ottawa at an accessible price.
Ottawa's art scene is getting a big injection of cash. The federal government announcing more than $500,000 in funding today for performing arts and festival groups, including the Ottawa Jazz Festival, Folk Canada, and the Children's Festival.
2-on-1 for the Senators. Brady Tkachuk keeps shoots. Score!
A huge win for the Sens on the road last night in New York City, and that was Captain Brady Tkachuk's 200th career goal. The Sens took a bite out of the Big Apple's New York Rangers, finishing the game with a final score of 8-4. The Sens play next at home this Saturday against Montreal.
I feel cheated, and we did it because we thought they'll, come by and help us.
It was a good day to have a snow removal service, but you have to watch out for scams. Some Ontario customers who paid in advance say no one showed up to clear their driveways. We'll have that story just ahead. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Welcome back to CTV News at 6. Here's another live look at the roads. Less people on the roads this hour, people heeding the advice to not be out there unless necessary. We can see that drivers are taking their time, reducing their speed by at least 20%. We know the speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour. Lots of people driving slower than 80 clicks per hour right now. Now imagine how horrible this snowstorm would be if you were living without windows. That's exactly what one Ontario senior is going through. Her windows were removed late last year, and she's been waiting weeks for Toronto Community Housing to install new ones. Here's CTV's Alison Hurst.
This is where I had to close it all in at the bottom here.
The windows in Joyce Taylor's apartment were taken out about a month and a half ago. She's done the additional taping because there was a gap, and while she was at her son's for Christmas, squirrels got into her apartment.
Well, I thought something broke in my house. That's how bad it was. Everything was all over.
It took 3 days for her to trap the rodent, trying first with sticky pads that just ripped off some of the animal's fur, until finally it was caught in a cage.
It's just really nerve-wracking. I mean, for 84 years old to go through what I'm going through.
She has 4 heaters going at all times to keep it warm.
I have a big blanket. I have to have over 6 blankets over my bed because the heater shut off during the night.
But she finds the dry, recirculating air makes it hard to breathe, and she worries about a fire.
I'm on top floor. I'm handicapped. I can't go down the stairs. If there's no elevator, I can't get out, no.
Since the windows came out, there's been wood where her living room windows would be, and both wood and plexiglass instead of bedroom windows. She says they were removed on November 28th.
They said it was going to put it in on Tuesday. Then they came and said, we can't put it on Tuesday. Then they put it up again.
The building is owned by the Toronto Community Housing Corporation and has been undergoing a significant retrofit to replace windows and repair structural issues. In a statement, a spokesperson says this resident's experience is unacceptable, and we apologize to Mrs. Taylor for the disruption and discomfort that she's experienced. They go on to say the standard process for window replacements is to remove and replace windows in a single day, providing temporary accommodations for the resident while the work is completed. They say this time a supply issue resulted in new windows not being ready for installation, and a temporary window covering was installed. The supply issue should have been resolved immediately, and this was not our normal process.
It's opening at the top here. It's all starting to open. That's where I get the cold air.
For Taylor, the question remains, why take the windows out in winter? And
why you would take them out and you don't have to stop forward.
Taylor says she was told the new windows should be in by the end of this month. Alison Hurst, CTV News.
Shoveling snow can be hard work, which is why many people, especially seniors, rely on snow removal services. But you have to watch out for possible scams. As CTV's Pat Foran reports, an Ontario company is apparently collecting payments in advance and then failing to show up.
There was lots of snow to clear in Durham region.
It's been cold, it's been snowy, It's been heavy. It's been a lot of work.
And there was plenty to shovel in Etobicoke as well.
It's been pretty snowy and it's not stopping anytime.
Now we've had that more recent snowfall. Nobody showed up.
Even Toronto hired a snow removal service in October, she found online. They agreed to clear her driveway for the winter season, and she prepaid $1,200. The service came once when it snowed in December, but haven't been back since.
My property was not cleared at all. So at this point, I figured that they've taken the money and they're not a legitimate business, that they're not showing up.
After that, there's been nothing.
Punkage and Ritu Mayor of Oakville paid the same company in advance $610 to clear their driveway for the season. They also came just once and didn't come back.
I feel cheated, and we did it because we thought they'll, come by and help us, because my husband can't do it. He has a heart condition. I have a problem with my back.
Both families gave the money to a company called Snow Pros. The Vaughan business has been given a failing grade of F on the Better Business Bureau's website. CTV News was unable to leave a phone message and our email was not returned. The company's web address says Hire Property Pros, and a truck on the website's ad also says Property Pros. Another Vaughan company, Snow Pros Plowing Services, told CTV News, "We are not affiliated with a company going by Snow Pros, which charge for snow removal and not done the work. We've been in business over 10 years and are clearing snow for our customers." Both families say they want refunds, but the company is not responding. The Miras say they now have to find someone else to clear their driveway.
We'd rather pay more and get somebody who'll come and do our snow, because we both can't do it right now.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Just ahead, the Canadian Real Estate Association shares what could be in store for the country's housing market this year.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
If your sofa isn't as comfortable as it should be, it's probably time for an upgrade. Meet the Meyer sofa with modern clean lines and sink-in comfort you'll appreciate every day.
The Meyer is a customer family favorite. And during the Lazy Boys inventory overstock sale, you save over $1,000. Right now, it's only $21.99.
And it's also eligible for the scratch and save, so you can save even more. So hurry in, limited quantities at Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston today.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
It's time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Coming up tomorrow night, Michael Bublé at Canadian Tire Centre. Grab your tickets at Ticketmaster.ca and spend the night celebrating the Canadian Tire Centre's 30th anniversary while you're serenaded by the one and only Mr. Bublé. If you've never seen him in concert, trust me, you are going to want to be there. Also happening Friday is the Bond Market at the NAC. This is a vibrant, welcoming space that brings together local women-led businesses and artists from Ottawa's African and Caribbean cultures. This is a big celebration of community, creativity, and shared cultural pride, and features handcrafted goods, fashion, art, food, and lots more. And last on the list today is your chance to catch the Sens as they take on the Habs on Saturday night. If you have a Habs fan in your life, maybe you want to bring them along so they can watch the Sens take that W. Always a good night when you're cheering on the Ottawa Senators. As usual, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, my name's Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
The Canadian Real Estate Association says it expects the housing market to pick up this year. BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez has the details.
The association says pent-up demand from first-time buyers will lift the market in 2026. Lower interest rates and prices could also help. The association predicts sales will increase by 5% this year, with the biggest gains coming for BC and Ontario. It also forecasts the average home price increasing by just under 3%. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to $71.95. West Texas Intermediate down $2.80 to $59.08. Western Canadian Select up over $1 to $47.51. And the TSX gained 112 points to hit a new record close above 33,000 for the first time. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Just ahead, as Uber Eats celebrates its 10th anniversary, the app is sharing details on the biggest order ever placed in Canada. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. The snow is steadily moving through, or continues to move through here, at least in downtown Ottawa. But the good news is we have noticed it is starting to taper off compared to what we saw an hour ago. Thing is, though, we do still have a snowfall warning in effect. It is expected to lift in the next few hours. Tomorrow morning, though, looking like clear sunshine. Gives you time to dig yourself out of that snowstorm that we had today. But keep in mind, we are anticipating more snow moving in Friday night into our Saturday morning. For now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam showcasing Parliament Hill and Chateau Laurier. Current temperature sitting at minus 16 degrees, but then factor in that wind chill, much colder at minus 25.
Well, tomorrow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, we are checking out this week's new movies, including 28 Days Later, The Bone Temple. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa. It all starts at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
And here's a recap of the top stories we're following right now.
We do expect this storm to transition to lighter snow around 10 p.m. this evening.
The biggest snowstorm of the season hits the capital, bringing 17 centimeters of snow so far and counting. It's not done yet. City crews are working to plow the roads as soon as possible, but say residential streets will take longer.
This season has been a great season. Lots of snow, cold temperatures, great snow, lots and lots of great snow.
All that snow, great news for ski hills like Camp Fortune, where dedicated skiers and snowboarders are taking advantage of all this fresh powder.
Once we got the franchise was to oversee the building project and build the Palladium.
The Canadian Tire Centre marks a major milestone. The largest stadium in the city is celebrating 30 years in the capital. And now for a final check on the weather forecast, let's head back outside to Jackie, who is live on the balcony of our Bell Media building. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. The good news is you could already see that the snow is starting to lighten up, much different than what we saw an hour ago, but it's still steadily coming down, and the wind making it much cooler temperatures. The good news is that we are anticipating clear skies to start our day for our Friday. Minus 19, though, is what we're starting the day off with. We're only getting to a daytime high of about minus 11, and while we will see sunshine for most of our Friday, by late evening, we are likely going to see the return of some snow moving through. It should clear by Saturday morning, but we will see some periods of flurries moving into not just our Saturday, but our Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday. So it's not quite to the end of the snow here in Ottawa, but the good news is, Stefan and Kimberly, that the temperatures will start to get closer to the freezing mark and around seasonal for this time of year.
All right, thanks, Jackie. Come inside and warm up. Time now to check in to see what our news team will be working on tonight. CTV's Kimberly Fowler is here with that update.
Well, no surprises here, Steph. We'll be talking about the weather. It's the biggest story all day. I will be checking in to see when and if Environment Canada downgrades us from that orange warning that we're at right now. And winter hazards don't just include cars slipping on the roads. As the city digs out from the storm, the struggle is real for seniors. We'll have more tonight from a specialist and a warning about the impact on seniors slipping and falling as this snow piles up. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
That's right. We focus on the roads, but it's very important to talk about those sidewalks as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kimberly. Finally, for us tonight, as Uber Eats celebrates 10 years, it's sharing some highlights of its decade in business in Canada, including the largest order it's ever received in this country. According to the app, a hungry Torontonian placed an order for more than, get this, Kimberly, $6,000 worth of burgers and fries. Just burgers and fries. Uber Eats Canada could not say what restaurant or when exactly the order was made, but that topped the list of priciest deliveries. As for the most polite Canadian city, the title goes to Edmonton. Ottawa and Toronto are ranked 2nd and 3rd, respectively. The country's top tippers over the decade include Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Halifax, and coming in at number 5, Ottawa. Not too bad, nation's capital. Not too bad at all.
Listen, I use Uber Eats not a lot, every
Right.
now and then, but let me tell you, when I do, I love it. I love me some Uber Eats.
And more in the
that's for
winter. You can't get me to step back outside when I get in,
You
Kimberly.
said it, man. You said it.
That is CTV News for this Thursday, January 15th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscasts live on the CTV News app. And for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio, 580 CFRA. Kimberly is back at 11:30 to wrap up today's news for all of us here at CTV News. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe and stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm. No leave.